Afternoon, welcome back this week. So it's Monday today. I didn't pick up the camera yesterday, like I said I would, to look at me water after me blanket weed treatment, but Monday today. It's not bad, still quite clear. You can see some of the bigger bits have come off, some haven't. Go away. So yeah, cleared reasonably quick. And how much of the blanket weed is taken out, I don't know, because I can't quite see that. But as expected, I did get a problem. Sunday, I don't know, 9-10 o'clock in the house, I could hear a bit of a booming noise, wondered what the hell it was. Looked out of the window, thinking maybe it's the pond, and yes, there was no water going over the shower. Well, there was no water coming out, which meant there was no water going over it. So I came out and the drum can't fill quick enough with water from the pond, either the skimmer or the drain. So that leads me to believe probably my drain's blocked with weed. This is one of the only problems. I mean, obviously having a bottom drain, in my opinion, is the best way to have a pond, but as some of you know, I fitted a standard bottom drain when I built the pond, and then changed my mind that I wanted to have an aerated drain. Well, it was too late to change the base of the drain, so I bought a retrofit aerated dome, and I've got an airline through my drain, and then I'm teed off just before my filter, so the airline comes out one end and the rest of the pipe goes to the drum filter. So that does mean every now and again all sorts of stuff gets stuck on the pipe that is through the bottom drain, the airline that's through the bottom drain pipework. I'll draw a mock-up of what it actually looks like, and I'll put that in right now so you get a bit more of an idea how it works, because I know there's a few other people that are looking to do something very similar. So we'll see a picture now, a crudely drawn Andrew Daly not an art masterpiece picture of how it's set up. So you'll see that now. So yeah, you get a bit more of an idea of how that works. So what that means, as I say, I've got the airline which runs from the drain through the pipe in here and then comes out here, but that does mean weed and the little midgy fly larvae things get caught on it. But on the other hand, that does mean I can put some drain rods down and give it a bit of a zhuzh and hopefully clear it. So I'm going to do that right now, and hopefully it'll clear it. What I've had to do is turn the shower flow down. Luckily I've got a vary pump on it, so the only way the drum will operate is the shower now is on about 50%, so probably 8 to 10,000 litres per hour going over it, as opposed to the, I think I was at 90, so sort of 17,000–18,000 litres per hour. So luckily I had the vary pump on it, otherwise yesterday I'd have had to sort it. And as you saw from the earlier clip at the start of the video, the wind was absolutely mental yesterday, like crazy. Didn't do anything outside, just too nuts, absolutely crazy. It's a garden centre, I bought a load of plants, but not happening, too windy, crazy. Right, anyway, so I'm going to get my drain rods, which are over here somewhere, I think, yeah, in the pile of junk, yeah, here we go. And as I say, ram them down the centre pipe. You'll get a bit more of an idea of that when I take the lid off of that in a minute. Hopefully clear the blockage. Wish me luck. I'm smiling because that was the result. So I've just looked in the drum to see the state of play inside, and I've actually got plenty of water in here. I can't see from here, but you might be able to see there. You can see there's plenty. That's the bottom drain side, that's the skimmer side. You can see there's plenty of flow coming through there. Now I had a quick look down the waste chute. You can see a bit of a build up of weed and stuff, so I put my hand in. Now if you're a little bit squeamish, you don't like disgusting stuff, look away now. Everyone else stay tuned. Anyway, so I put my hand in and that is what I've pulled out. So we've got a dead frog absolutely wrapped up in an absolute ton of weed. So I haven't done anything with the drain yet, so I would have thought that would have been my issue. But I might still chuck them down there just to see if I dislodge anything else. There was a couple of other clumps of weed that I got out, so that's joy. So I can turn my pump back up and see what kind of flow I'm getting through the drain, and then hopefully that was the issue. Disgusting. In fact, I'll get rid of that because there might be some people who don't want to see that. Put that down there. Anyway, right, so yeah, so we're talking about the teeing off and the bottom drain. So bottom drain, there's a pipe that runs under the ground to here and then comes up here. So all I've done is add a T, just a 110mm T. Then that goes, obviously that's the inlet to the drum there, and then the airline obviously is connected to the diffuser at the pond end. The airline then comes up through the middle of this pipe, and then all I've done to tidy it off, obviously this has to be above water level, so all I've done to tidy it up, I've put a rubber blanking plate on the end, drilled a hole through it and put a 45 connector on. I've actually pre-undone this, so it looks like this, and then that allows you to turn the ball valve off to stop flow to the drum, because you can't obviously run your airline through your ball valve or your slide valve or anything like that. But this then gives me the option, as I say, to chuck my drain rods down. I've got a 45 swept bend down there, so just put the rods down. I can push it all the way to near enough, I don't know how far it goes, but 3 or 4, 5 kind of sticks worth of drain rod down. But I would have said, looking at that massive clump of muck that I just got out, that would have been the problem. So I'll as I say, I can't see, it's so bright, I can't see what flow I've ticked it down to at the minute. I'm sure it was 50, but I'll wait until the sun's gone over a couple of hours, then I'll get it flicked back up and we'll see where the drum level sits at. So that's good news, because I was expecting it to be far worse. I'll have that. So yeah, so just hope now that a lot of the stringier stuff has disappeared off the walls, but it's a bit hard to see and it's gone a bit frothy, but I'll take that. As I say, literally Sunday afternoon the water was pretty clear, so I'll it only takes sort of 24 hours for the water to clear using this stuff, but it's probably not quite as harsh as the other stuff, so I'm probably going to have to give it another go just to make sure it gets it all gone. Yeah, because look over here, still quite a bit here. But it is thinner and it isn't looking too happy, so hopefully I broke the back of it with this first treatment. And here actually, because this is always in sun here, anyway, so pleased to save myself a mega job. Could have been painful, well it always is. Right, and I have noticed, can't see from here actually, I need to get some of me gaffer tape and put it back round the, you can see a bit there. Although I said that pipe lagging was mega sticky, look, some of it's popped open. So I'm going to quickly, while I've got the lid off, just hop over and put a load of tape round it, and or maybe some cable ties just to make sure it's all shut up. Because obviously when it's freezing cold, I don't want water getting in there and then have to be freezing. sort of defeats the objective then. Right. Oh, I love it when something's easy. Makes me happy. Right, get me tape. I'll be back. Yeah, look at that, not good. That bit up there, not good. And that there, not good. So like I've done here, just going to run a bit of tape across it. Should only be a 2-minute job, but the way I roll, I'm probably going to take half hour because that's the way we do it. Shouldn't, it should be 2 minutes, and then that'll be it, hopefully. Right, I'll see you in 3 minutes. Give myself an extra minute and I'll be done. The sun's gone beyond the house now, thank the Lord. So I can come out here, just turn the UV off and see now how the drum's performing. So I'm on 60%, oh no, 50 watts, 60%, so oh no, 50%, 60 watts. Let's get it back up to where I think it was before. At 90% for 158 watts. Come on. So the water should rise now, which it is over the switch. Right, but not a huge amount, look. So maybe we're not clear of blockage. I think the running level is up here somewhere, so another inch or so. That's, I'm going to mark that in the green. So I'll put a line in there, you can see I've done that. So I'm going to then, I'm going to have a chuck the old drain rods down and see what comes out. So I'm going to turn this down actually, because that's going to get caught. I'm going to put it down, that down to 60 because I know that's fine. Screwdriver to take this off and get the drain rods down. See if we can dislodge whatever it is that's in there. Hopefully just another clump of blanket weed. Right, let's do that. So I managed to get a bit more out. That actually came out of the waste chute. I'll put the lid back down now, but it's not actually, I don't think, the weed. Well, it's a combination of the weed and the little midge larvae. It's absolutely, I've put my hand down, millions of them, and there were balls of them coming out, all stuck together. So when I put my hand down, a bit disgusting, put my hand down the skimmer pipe over there, and absolutely, there's thousands of them, absolutely thousands of them. So whether or not, well, they will be lining the inside of the drain pipe work. Probably all stuck to this black airline which runs to the drain and causing me a bit of an issue. I had this a few years back actually, and in the end, by doing what I'm doing now with the drain rod down the thing, got an absolute like tennis ball size of them all stuck together which were down there. So yeah, just a bit of a pain at the moment because these little larvae things are absolutely everywhere. You can see here, look, and with all that, with the weed that's coming off as well, causing rubbish. Now I've turned the pump up a little bit more. It's running at 70%, and it's pretty much holding that level. So I've obviously dislodged enough for it to run at a bit of a better level on the float switch, but hey ho, not good. Again, part and parcel of having an airline down the drain, and I should have acted a bit sooner with the weed, because the combination of the weeds with the weed and these little midge larvae, fly larvae, whatever it is, causing a bit of carnage. But hey, not a lot I can do about it now, but other than leave it a few days and give this another bash. Well, do these things to myself, but not a lot I can do, as I say. Now just gonna have to live with it. And I haven't got a brush or anything on the end. I'm literally just get this out, have a look on the end of here. It fell over. So literally I've cut the end of one of these off just so it goes through the pipe a bit smoother, but I could probably do with maybe a small brush on the end, but just think to myself, if I get something stuck down there, that's going to be an absolute, that will be a nightmare. And this, as I say, I've had before, and it is only temporary, but it's just a pain until you can get whatever it is out, either the weed and all the larvae. But joys. So I'll leave all my sticks out and then have another bash, maybe have another bash in a couple of days. But hey, we do these things to ourselves. Well, I have, by doing my pond this way. So ideally, if you want an aerated bottom drain, do it right first time and get an aerated bottom drain rather than doing a retrofit. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Right, I'm going inside now, it's a bit chilly, and these things are absolutely crawling all over me, making me feel all itchy. See you later. So not a huge amount going on this week, as you can see from the video. The weather here, and I think most of the UK, has absolutely been atrocious. And with ponds being outside, you've got to be a brave person to be cracking on with any outside jobs. I mean, the last 3 days here, or 2.5, 3 days, have been ridiculous. I mean, it's about midday now, Friday, and it's only just stopped raining. It's been horrible. So yeah, it means sort of rain stop play really, because I wanted to get a few bits of painting done and get me lid. Well, this one I want to change, the one that's this side, that's going to be changed, and then the lid built for the back there, which I've been banging on about literally for months. That has not in any way, shape or form going to have been done this week, what with the weather. And obviously I work outside, so I've been wet every day, so coming home to then be outside and get even more wet and whatever, and cold and crackling, not happening. And on another note, some of the temperatures this week, I mean, we started work the other day, as usual, 8 o'clock, it was like 11 degrees, and it didn't really get up to sort of 13 or 14 until mid-afternoon. That's bloody freezing. For July, the temperatures are an absolute joke at the minute. But as we know, I've got a heat up. The fish have been absolutely on it still, and it's allowed me to keep the water temperature at 20 degrees. This was one of the reasons that I wanted to fit the heater in the first place. It's having that consistency with the water temperature, so you don't get your peaks and your troughs and your ups and your downs with regards to the pond temperature, because you're relying on the ambient temperatures to keep your pond water warm. So I've been at a steady 20 degrees this whole week, even though it's been bloody freezing and horrible. And I've said it before, I'm going to keep banging on about it, because for me it's completely changed the fish, that just having that consistency. Forget heating in winter, again it's still going to be about maintaining that stable temperature, but just being able to do that this last few weeks, the fish have just not batted an eyelid about life. They've just cracked on as per normal, and they are absolutely ravenous for food. And I've had no sulkers that you would sometimes associate with when you get your hot one day, then bloody horrible the next day, and you can lose sort of 10, 12, 13 degrees of air temperature. And if that lasts for a few days, your pond temperature then, doesn't matter how big it is, will drop a couple of degrees. Obviously a smaller pond could drop a lot more. See, I'm thankful that I've finally got that sorted, and that, as I say, it's made an absolute mammoth difference to the pond, the fish, and everything really with regards to it. Well, even me, because it allows me to enjoy the fish a bit more and not worry that they're all sitting on the bottom giving up on life because it's dropped 8 or 9 degrees. So yeah, not a huge amount achieved. I can't believe so many things I want to do, but just running out of time, and obviously the weather's just been a pig. So the main thing this week was my blanket weed, and I'm still not 100% through it. I know that. I've just run a manual clean on the drum. In fact, I'll do it again. This is my, I don't know if you can see that. I'll do that there like that. That's the level of the water. I'm a little bit down from, well, I'm about where I should normally be. That should be way higher. So if I run a clean on the drum, I'm not really gaining a lot on the water level. So I would imagine I've still got some flow restrictions either in my drain to the drum or to the skimmer and the drum. Don't really know what to try. I have had another go at chucking the drain rod down with nothing on the end, but as such, not getting a lot out. Just the odd few clumps of the little wiggly worm things, whatever they're called, the larvae. I reckon I've got some of that and the blanket weed tangled up down the drain on the airline that goes through it, but there's not a lot I can do. I might try and see over the weekend if I can get a brush to put on the end and trim it down. As long as I can secure it properly on the end of the drain rod, I might give that a go just to see if I can dislodge. If it is that, it could be the skimmer line, but I don't know. But either way, the flow is being restricted somewhere by something. Obviously I had that mass blanket weed and mangled frog out the other day, but there's something else somewhere restricting the flow to the drum. The water level should be another inch or so above that. When I turn the drum off, in fact I'll do it now. Let me turn my pump off. See the level rise. So I should be up there really after a clean. That's the level. There we go, even more now, look. So my drum level's right. If you look this side, it's literally just below the wave chute. So the levels are right. It's just there's a flow restriction somewhere. I need to find it or get it unblocked. But it is working. It is working with a turned down water over my shower. Luckily, as I said earlier in the week, I've got the ability to do that. Otherwise, I would have been stuffed. But don't know. Well, there's not a lot I can do at the minute other than try and clear the blockage with my drain rods and get something on the end to see if it can dislodge it. But there we go. Turn this back on. That's all on. Just drop now. Anyway, so that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, even though it's been pretty boring this week. I haven't had a lot on, but it's my diary. Good, bad, boring, not a lot going on. That's the way it is. A few other recent videos that I've had out. Wednesday last week I had a how to hand feed a koi video, and obviously don't forget, if you haven't already seen me pond visit videos from 10 days, nearly 2 weeks ago, and get on them and have a watch of them if you haven't already seen it. Amazing to see other people's ponds and really good setups and fish. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, if you've managed to get through the most boring video I've ever made, but hey ho. And I will catch you possibly Wednesday next week for another midweek how-to or pond visit, depending. I've got a few pond visits lined up. Again, it's just time to film them and the weather not being too good, but anyway. So there may be a midweek video Wednesday next week. If not, I will definitely see you next Saturday, hopefully with a few of these jobs done or started. Don't count your chickens. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week. Cheers, bye.